Okay, so turning to Steve, as I mentioned earlier, both you and Justin have just written a Sarah Jane Adventures story for audio. Mm-hmm. So that is something that's not going to be in book form, but it's going to be read by, in this case, Elizabeth Sladen. Is there much of a difference in the discipline of writing for the word that's going to be read and the word that's going to be spoken?
Yeah, definitely, really. When you know in advance that you're writing something purely for someone to read, then you really have to pay extra attention to the whole way it's done. And knowing, again, that it was Sarah Jane reading it, which was like hugely exciting, I have to add, you realise the story has to be told from her point of view. So, instead of just writing in the third person, as they say, you're kind of writing from Sarah Jane's viewpoint. And she may, do a small impression of some of the other characters, but it's kind of her story. She's telling you the story. And I think when you're listening to something on audio, it almost becomes more like a friend telling you something, telling you secrets in a way, telling you a story. And you kind of you try and take on that. You have to kind of make it, you have to make it kind of read in a way that it flows naturally. So you have to kind of check through what you've written and make sure you haven't added any tongue twisters in or something that's going to trip them up. So you're always aware, you're hearing a voice in your head while you're writing it and saying, well, does that sound convincing for Sarah Jane to be saying that? You kind of forget it's Liz Sladen doing it. You think this is Sarah because you're drawn into the fiction of it. So you have to be sure that it's Sarah's story. So yeah, definitely. I think if you're writing a novel and it's that much longer, like 50,000 words, the Doctor Who novels are, and when you're doing a Sarah Jane adventure, for example, which is going to be on a CD, then it's around about 11,000 words. So it's a lot shorter, it's more intimate in a way, and yeah, very different discipline. So, but the same, as all Paul's excellent points about, preparing a story still apply. It has to be a nice, tasty pizza, especially if Liz Sladen is going to eat it. Does that make sense? I don't know. But it's...
I think the analogy ends there.
Yeah, we will now stop stretching out the pizza dough. Analogy, sorry. Right.
So I suppose one of the words you wouldn't have put in there is Raxacoricophalopatorius.
I tried my hardest not to include Raxacoricophalopatorius. Yeah, actually, one of the early drafts, it was in there 15 times, but I did take them out.